So what I'm excited about next year, lots of exciting things. There's lots of challenges next year, I think, as digital and mobile has grown so much. Some big things for us all to talk about: viewability, ad blocking, fraud. I think it's a sign of how mature we're getting as a market. So some things to really get our teeth into and get to the bottom of as an industry working together.
Big data, although we obviously talk about big data, it's really about using technology in order to harness big data, and then also include creativity from an agency perspective, but also creativity in terms of ad formats, and it's about the convergence of all of that data, and then being able to use DMPs and DSPs, for example, across programmatic, in order to target those specific individuals in a contextually relevant environment, but also showing them an ad format and a relevant ad that only piques their interest creatively, but also is relevant, so obviously they click on it, which gives high conversions and hopefully better value for the advertiser.
We need to make sure that we're much more clever with our consumers, giving them real content, and that could come in several formats. So whether that's through video, because especially in mobile, that's how we consume. If it's through through native content, we need to be able to provide better solutions in order for us to make sure that we are basically giving our consumers a real engaging formats and actual ideas, and actually endorse them with our brands, as opposed to here's another text ad and off you go.
Because ultimately a big change that we'll see in 2016 is that matching of audience to creative is going to become much more important, and the only way that we can do that is if you have advanced machine learning or artificial intelligence, which will give control more so to technology, meaning that we can drive performance massively simply by using and integrating the technological advances that currently exist, that have been prevalent in desktop around programmatic, but currently haven't been heavily used in mobile.
Yeah, so mobile video is a really interesting format. It's grown the most, I think, of any mobile display format according to our ad spend study. So it's about 25% of the display market is currently spent on mobile. So it's really grown to take a really big share of the display ad spend market.
I mean, as a business at Facebook, we didn't really even kind of expect mobile video to scale as quick as it has, and it's consumers that have led it, which is such a great position to be in, and as a result opened up loads of opportunities for marketeers.
So not only that is it growing, but it's also really exciting in terms of the creative opportunities. I think, again, there's some things changing towards vertical video, for example. That's a really good example of where we've thought about it as an industry, what do consumers actually do with their phone? They look at it this way, vertical video can make a lot of sense. So I think there's some great stuff going on there.
I think the other side of this is ad blocking is the big issue, that we all need to come together and actually find what that real solution is to ad blocking, especially because it is how we generate revenue.
What's really exciting to see is it being treated as part of the kind of wider digital industry, as one of the kind of big boys that's joining the big table and being taken very seriously. So an example here at the IAB was we merged our mobile and digital boards together. That was a really big decision for us, and I think it showed how serious and important mobile is to digital overall.
However good the machines are, and however good programmatic is, and however good artificial intelligence marketing automation is, I think what the computers can't automate is the emotion and the creativity. So I think it's about harnessing the amazing capabilities of technology, but making sure that you're using that correctly, and also making sure that you have the right contextually relevant creative in order to combine that data and the creative in order to have great advertising.
In 2016, I would predict that the agencies will be encouraged to do in mobile what they have done in desktop, which has been spent more heavily in programmatic. Depending on different agency groups, some of the big holding companies are spending up to 70% of their media spend through programmatic avenues. At the moment, the mobile side massively lags behind that, and it's because technology adoption hasn't been as fast, and also their priorities have been where the largest spend has been. What's definitely the case now is that advertisers and brands are asking agencies what the mobile strategy is going to be. So in 2016 there'll be more pressure for the agencies to take mobile not just as part of a digital plan, but as an individual part of every media plan. So it becomes an integral piece.
That we are seeing more and more businesses expecting advertising in the games world to be a primary source of income. Whereas 2 or 3 years ago it was all in-app purchases, it was all about virtual goods. Now we're seeing a big shift towards half of revenue coming from advertising, which is a big growth area. Having said that, most of the growth is still coming from other video games companies, and so I'm hoping for, I'm not yet predicting, but hoping for, is quite a big shift of brands away from, well, not necessarily exclusively away from, but not just doing big TV campaigns to have broad reach, but big mobile games. As long as video games in particular only gets other games, we have a problem. But as we get more brands, whether it's car manufacturers, clothing manufacturers and so on, that's what I'm really hoping will happen in 2016. I'm not yet prepared to say it's a prediction, but it's what I'm hoping for.
I think there's always going to be a place for humans in mobile marketing. I think as long as we can automate it to some extent to make efficiency better for our clients, I think it's going to be a win-win for both the computers and for the people doing it.